everybody, and welcome back to Trisha Kicks Sass. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I know it has been forever since I posted a video, and I pinky promise it won't ever take me this long to record one again. So I appreciate you being patient and tuning back in here. So I wanted to take today and talk about something that I've been just about evangelical about since I've gotten into security, and that's end user security awareness. And this was kind of brought on by a Twitter poll. By the way, I'm super active on Twitter if you don't follow me already. Lots of cute pictures of my dog, so got that going for me. But there was a Twitter poll that was asking the community what they thought the biggest threat to the enterprise was, especially around data exfiltration. And the answers were amazing, and they varied from all over the spectrum. Let's see how many buzzwords I can get in like the next 15 seconds. So obviously endpoint was brought up, IoT was brought up, crypto, blockchain, poorly deployed tools and poor config, privileged accounts, etc. It was all over the gamut, and I thought that was so cool. And I responded back and I said, yes. Obviously, all of these need to be thought of and need to be brought in. But what about end user training and end user knowledge? That needs to be part of your foundational security approach, because all of these tools are amazing, but there has to be an inciting incident for that data exfiltration to happen. And most of the time, it comes from the inside in some form or fashion. Somebody clicks on a phishing email or responds to a social engineering attack, which, by the way, get more sophisticated by the minute, I tell you. And that I really think that that's probably the most important part of a security strategy. And it kind of brought me back to a couple of years ago when one of the big IoT attacks that happened, I don't remember which one, and I'd commented on there and said basically the same thing, that, you know, we need to be arming our users with this knowledge to change passwords on smart TVs that are default, not to have things recording you at all times, and just being aware of it. And it wasn't ugly, but there were a lot of just like, no, we can't arm the public with that. That's not their problem. It's on the manufacturers. It's on us as security professionals. We need to be really arming this and just let the public do their thing. And it got me really thinking about this. And this is when I really started to evangelize, if you will, security awareness, because I was like, well, yeah, obviously that is true, but you don't have to be a mechanic to know to put your seatbelt on when you get in the car. And I really look at that as my mantra, if you will, when it comes to security awareness, because you can have the best tools in the world, but if someone with a privileged account, who, by the way, doesn't have to be an IT or security professional, it could be an HR professional, or it could be a sales professional who doesn't live this every single day, clicks and gives those privileged account credentials to the bad guys, and suddenly they're free to roam about the cabin, so to speak. So I've always said too, you know me and my analogies, I love them. I think they're so great. You can have the best bouncer in the world, but it doesn't mean anything if your bartender is a gunman. And that's the way that we need to be looking at when we're talking about foundational security and really bringing in these learning opportunities for our end users. The best part about it is, obviously, we love positive things in security. There's a lot of negative press around it, but the cool thing about training your users is that it's actually pretty measurable and also actionable. You put out this module around spam emails, and then you can take that back to your board and say, well, after we did this training, 30% less phishing attacks got through because people were reporting them. And that is a positive message to take back to your board and your CISO, if you aren't the CISO, to say, hey, we're doing something right, and now we know what we're doing well and what we need to focus on. Anything for a positive message, and it makes your life easier. The best part is it's going to be a fraction of the cost of putting in all of these new tools that can be basically moot if the wrong person gets a hold of those credentials. So with that being said, I would love to hear your comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this. By the way, Optiv, here's my little plug. Optiv does have our own homegrown e-learning modules in a couple of different flavors, actually, and tons of languages. And I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that. Even if that's not the case and you just want to chat, I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is something I'm clearly passionate about. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to chatting soon. Cheers.